Hey folks, today I'm going to answer the question why I bought a Brinkley. This has been a frequent question that has been asked since I launched my new Weekend Warrior series featuring my Brinkley that I'm sitting in here. And a lot of folks want to know, why did you choose Brinkley over this brand or that brand, right? And you know, Brinkley RV has had a lot of hype in the RV industry lately. Of course, they're a new brand, and so that's pretty normal. But I didn't just blindly buy into that hype. And so today I'm going to talk about the practical, real reasons why I chose Brinkley. It really comes down to three things for me personally. Stick around to the end because I'm going to answer the question, is Brinkley the perfect RV manufacturer? Okay, so reason number one, floor plan execution. If there is an RV brand out there, they're doing something intriguing to me, maybe the build quality, the construction, something is different, but that same RV brand doesn't have a family-friendly floor plan that is appealing to me, that meets the needs of my family, it doesn't matter how nice that particular RV is, for me, that's a no-go. And you know, Brinkley has been making RVs, I think, for almost 4 years now. But really in the last 2 years, I've noticed that they have started making more and more family-friendly floor plans, and most recently, shorter, more compact family-friendly floor plans. I mean, in the Model I, they have the 24X, a nice family-friendly bunkhouse that's under 30 feet. Here I'm in the 2810, under 35 feet. And so really for me, when Brinkley started making family-friendly floor plans, that's what really got my attention. But once you find a layout, a floor plan that works for your family, I really think it all comes down to, how does the builder execute that specific floor plan? I'm sitting in the 2810 here. I call it the compact rear bunkhouse, and it's kind of a staple floor plan in the RV industry. You know, almost every mainstream RV brand in the fifth wheel space has some version of the compact rear bunkhouse, and they all execute it differently. And so as I explored all the different options, I found myself asking questions like, why did the manufacturer do this instead of that? Or why didn't they just, slide this over a few inches? Or why did they go with that vendor instead of this vendor? Whereas in my Brinkley here, I found myself having fewer of those moments. It is obvious to me that someone painstakingly went through and very carefully thought through all the different pain points, the layouts, the spacing, where everything should go, what vendors should be used. I mean, someone spent a lot of time doing that and then collecting customer feedback and revising it over time. And so if you didn't catch my tour on the 2810, I went through all of that in detail and explained really how Brinkley executes things differently than the competition. So definitely check that out. I'll put a card up above and a link in the description below. But really for me, that is the first reason that drew me to the Brinkley, is just the way they execute the floor plan. All right, second reason is Brinkley listens to the customer. They actually listen to the customer. You know, in the RV industry, listening to the customer, that is probably one of the most common talking points that we hear as RVers, right? I mean, RV brands put that in their mission statement. It's a mantra. They slap it on a banner and put that in their factory. We listen to the customer, or some variation of that, right? But I found over the last 10 years of RVing that that is not the norm in practice, in reality, unfortunately. You know, as I've had conversations with different RV brands over the years, I'm very passionate about RVing, and so I'll have these conversations sometimes on the phone or through emails, and I'll be offering some suggestions or giving some feedback on something. And oftentimes those conversations get very uncomfortable. It's almost like the manufacturer is saying, oh, wait a second, customer, we're listening, but we really didn't want to hear that feedback. And so it gets really uncomfortable, and it almost just falls on deaf ears. With Brinkley, I've noticed it's remarkably different. And I've observed this both as an onlooker and eavesdropper in groups and forums online where different owners and prospects are discussing features of a Brinkley, and Brinkley reacts to that and actually implements those changes into production. And then I've seen it firsthand. Folks, my journey with Brinkley started over 6 months ago. I reached out to Brinkley, I asked some questions about the 2810, and then I offered up some suggestions, gave some feedback on some changes that I'd like to see. And it was apparent that they wanted to hear that feedback. Now, I get that when an RV brand collects feedback, they can't just react to every piece of feedback and instantly incorporate it into their units. I mean, some feedback is just so nuanced and so one-off, it's not maybe cost effective or just not possible, right? So I get that that process of taking feedback in, sifting through it all, and then incorporating it into production, that has to be a very challenging process. And I think that's what Brinkley does so well. They're eager to hear that feedback, but then they know how to sort through it all and put those changes into production. Well, fast forward 6 months to the present, I'm sitting in my 2810 here, and it actually has production changes related to the feedback that I gave 6 months ago. So I can 100% say that Brinkley listens to the customer. I have seen firsthand how that feedback process works from start to finish. But let me hit the third reason, and that is Brinkley's approach to manufacturing. They seem to have slowed things down in their manufacturing to try to get things done right and properly. I mean, these units they're mass produced on an assembly line by human hands that are imperfect, right? I mean, we're living east of Eden, so that's just how it is. But it seems like they're trying to slow things down and catch some of the pitfalls, the things where problems develop, the pain points, and redesign that manufacturing process and incorporate, innovative ways to build these units. And so I really do appreciate that. In fact, I heard one of their founders one time admit that they're not perfect, they're not where they want to be in terms of quality. And I find that really refreshing, that honesty, that humility, because if you want to improve and get better at something, you can't already think that you're at the top, perched at the top. You have to admit that, hey, we've got room to improve, right? And you just don't hear that a lot in the RV industry. A lot of times you hear defensiveness. And so I really respect that Brinkley is trying to continually improve, even though maybe they're not quite where they want to be right now. They're still working on it and continually improving along the way. So in closing, is Brinkley just the perfect RV? Are they sitting on some untouchable pedestal? Are they the golden child in the RV industry? And to that, I'd say no. In fact, I don't think any RV brand can make those claims. But Brinkley seems to be making a massive amount of effort in terms of their design, their production, their after-sales service. And that's why I bought a Brinkley. I really respect the direction that they're headed. I think the only regret I'm going to have is at the rate at which Brinkley makes enhancements to their production. I'll be, 6 months out from now in the future looking at a current 2810, and it's going to have so many enhancements that I'll think, I wish I waited another 6 months. Well, folks, do me a favor. If you are a current Brinkley owner, comment below why you chose Brinkley. I really want the comments to be helpful, especially for prospective buyers. Speaking of which, if you're in the market for a Brinkley, especially the 2810 that I own, if you have any questions about it, drop me a comment below and I'd be glad to answer them just as an unfiltered owner's perspective. I've got a lot of fresh content coming on the way featuring the Brinkley here and my GMC HD gasser. And so definitely make sure you're subscribed. And if you wish to get all the notifications, check your notification bell and make sure it is turned on. As always, thanks for watching.